Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacharya Astottara Shri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Sikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Mukund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Ki Jai, Ganga Mahi Ki Jai, Jamana Mahi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Maharaj, and thank you, Kesh Prabhu, for the kirtan. And welcome to everyone for Srimad Bhagavatam class with His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami. It is Wednesday, August the 2nd, 2023, and we are reading in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter 21, Conversation between Manu and Kardama, I think, as the title chapter. And looks like we're starting with verse number 24 tonight, unless that's incorrect on my end.
Yeah, is it 24 and not 25? That's probably so. Yes, I think you are right. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Maharaj. And like I say, thank you everyone for being here. Looking forward to hearing your comments and questions. And please share the links with your friends. And Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And thank you especially, Mukesh. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Navai Jatu, let's see, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, no, that's 23, 24. Navai Jatu Mishaiva Syat Prajad Yaksha Madarhanam Bhavad Vidhesh Vatitaram Mai Sangre Vitatmanam. The Lord continued, my dear Rishi, O leader of the living entities, for those who serve me in devotion by worshiping me, especially persons like you who have given up everything unto me, there's never any question of frustration. Now, I think we did read this because I remember commenting on Risha, which is in this verse. So it seems to me we read this. Are there some, who can tell me if I'm right that we're starting from?
That's corroborated what you're saying by Saraswati Mata also.
He says that we read 24.
Yes.
And so we're starting from 25.
Apparently.
Right, that sounds right to me. Yes, that is right. Okay, that's what I had, but now it's confirmed. Okay, 25. Prajapati Sutta Sangran Manur Vikyata Mangalaha Brahmavartam Yodhipasan Shashti Saptar Navam Mahim. Saptar Navam Mahim. The Emperor Swayambhuva Manu, the son of Lord Brahma, Anantashesh, I think you need to mute. Oh, you are muted. Okay, so who's not? Okay, it looks like we're all good now. The Emperor Swayambhuva Manu, son of Lord Brahma, was well known for his righteous acts, has his seat in Brahmavarta, and rules over the earth with its 7 oceans. Purport. Sometimes it is stated that Brahmavarta is a part of Kurukshetra, or that Kurukshetra itself is situated in Brahmavarta, because the demigods are recommended to perform spiritual ritualistic performances in Kurukshetra. But in others' opinion, Brahmavarta is a place in Brahmaloka where Swayambhuva ruled. There are many places on the surface of this earth which are also known in the higher planetary systems. We have places on this planet like Vrindavan, Dwarka, and Mathura, but they are also eternally situated in Krishna Loka. There are many similar names on the surface of the earth, and it may be that in the Bohr age, Swayambhuva Manu ruled this planet as stated here. The word Mangala is significant. Mangal means one who is elevated in every respect in the opulences of religious performances, ruling power, cleanliness, and all other good qualities. Vikhyata means celebrated. Swayambhuva Manu was celebrated for all good qualities and opulences. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurn Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakoda Mahyam Tadhati Shapadantikam Vandehang Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lodita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kamshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Podi Priye Vancha Kolpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindho Bhyevacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the main thing is that Swayambhuva Manu is a highly qualified son of Lord Brahma. And as for where Brahmavarta is, we don't quite know. But that's not really a problem. It doesn't interfere with our narrative. Any questions or comments here? Okay. Sacheha Vipraraja Shir Mahishya Shatarupaya Ayasyati Trajikshustam Parashvo Dharmako Vidaha. The day after tomorrow, O Brahmin, that celebrated emperor, who is expert in religious activities, will come here with his queen, Shatarupa, wishing to see you. Atmajam Masita Pangim Vayashila Gunanvitam Mrigayantim Patim Tasyat Yanurupayate Prabho. He has a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black. She's ready for marriage, and she has good character and all good qualities. She's also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you, who are exactly suitable for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Purport. The selection of a good husband for a good girl was always entrusted to the parents. Here it is clearly stated that Manu and his wife were coming to see Kardamuni to offer their daughter because the daughter was well qualified and the parents were searching out a similarly qualified man. this is the duty of parents. Girls are never thrown into the public street to search out their husband. For when girls are grown up and are searching after a boy, they forget to consider whether the boy they select is actually suitable for them. Out of the urge of sex desire, a girl may accept anyone. But if the husband is chosen by the parents, they can consider who is to be selected and who is not. According to the Vedic system, therefore, the girl is given over to a suitable boy. Now let's see what happened here. Okay, given to a suitable boy. By the parents. She is never allowed to select her own husband independently. So this is to be taken seriously. The modern civilization, modern society, civilization might be overstating the case. Modern society just seems to have tossed this idea out, including modern Indian society in the West and in the cosmopolitan areas of India. The most important thing for a girl is her education. She should have at least a college degree and, if possible, a postgraduate degree. She should have a career. And once she's got that, she's well set in life, except that she just needs a husband. By that time, she's in her 20s, maybe mid to late 20s. And the idea that the parents will choose a husband for her is now really off the table because she's a grown woman and a woman of the world. And so you get really a mess, a very sorry state of affairs, whereas Prabhupada said a girl's thrown into the street to search out a husband. Basically, if you go this route, she has to market herself. She has to market herself, which, well, we won't further characterize that. But this is not considered desirable to send your daughter off to market herself so that she can somehow wind up with a husband. It's a serious dereliction of duty on the part of the parents. The Nasasiddhim avapnoti nasukam na paramgatim. If we do things according to modern style or according to calculation that this will be better or that will be better, instead of following the direction of the Shastras, we won't create a happy situation for anyone. Nasasiddhim avapnoti and nasukam na paramgatim. And not a situation conducive for going back to Godhead. So here we find the right way. The parents observing that the girl is now ready for marriage. Don't wait. Well, she may be ready, but she can wait another 10 years. That's, well, to use a coarse word, stupid. Or irresponsible. Not that she's ready for marriage and we just let them, it's just wrong. And maybe I won't go on about it, but that even Indians have adopted this worldview is unfortunate for them and their families, for the daughters. for the future generations. It's just unfortunate. In the name of education, they become fools. And they have security because they have a career. This is not at all good. So here, Atmajam Masita Pangam Vayashila Gunanvita. The Lord says she's a very qualified girl. She's Vaya of a suitable age, and Shila Gunanvitam, good character, good qualities. That should be that the girls will be trained at home so that they'll have ideal qualities. Prabhupada said if they can cook and if they're chaste, I guarantee them good husbands. These two things. Good character, above all, not good education. Good education and good character generally don't go together. And I think I'm understating the case. So here, Gunanvitam and Sheila, she has good qualities, and Anurupaya, she's suitable for you. There's consideration, who's suitable for whom. And in so many ways, the parents would seek to determine who's suitable for the girl. The astrology would be taken into account, family would be taken into account, temperament would be taken into account, character, the boy, the girl, taken into account. They consider very carefully. What young girl will consider all of these things judiciously? She'll fall in love, she'll be attracted to someone. And so many things will go on from there. But here, the parents are the right persons, and therefore they have to take the responsibility, and timely also. Timing is of the essence. Now, there are, let's see, comments. Anantashesh, since in arranged marriages, two families are involved, the arrangement is done for compatibility between the families. Of course, with the approval of the boy and girl, mostly. Statistically, a higher chance in success, yes. And the whole, yes, it's not just a marriage of two persons. That's such a narrow and selfish modern view. It's just a boy and a girl. No, two families or two families and two dynasties in the case of royal weddings. Otherwise, two families. And the qualities that have come from those families. The qualities that have come from those families. Like father, like son. So the son will reflect the qualities of the father. Or the qualities of the family, father and mother. The girl will reflect the qualities, and you want those qualities to continue. When the Pandavas were observing the birth of Abhimanyu, birth of Parikshit, they were asking, will he be a suitable representative of his family? Will he have the qualities of the dynasty? Will he be will he bring honor to the Pandava name? They weren't just asking aimlessly, will he have a happy life? As a tree bears fruit, so the dynasty has sons or daughters, and the quality of the dynasty, the quality of the family, is carried on through family line through marriage and then children and their children and so on. So it was much more than just two people who fall in love this way or that way and you get what you get. That's not at all the idea. And yes, when the marriage is arranged, statistically, higher chances of success. We don't see from the modern statistical, if you take the numbers from Bombay, it's not that because now we have freedom for the boys and girls to choose, so they're happier and their marriages last longer. It's rather the numbers are disastrous. Also, that the whole mentality that goes with it is so wrong. It's all for sense gratification. When there's marriage arranged by the families are so invested in the marriage. They have as much interest in seeing it succeed as the boy and girl do. They're heavily invested in the marriage, and therefore they support the marriage. That's one thing. And another thing is that it doesn't start with this mentality that, well, we'll try it and see how it works out. As it is now, my dear followers of Indian tradition, if you want to go the next step is first they live together, then they get married. That's not when I was growing up, but now that's more or less standard because it works out so badly in so many cases that, well, let's live together first and see how it works out. And after a couple of years, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, if we still like it, maybe we'll solemnify the relationship. And then maybe we'll stick with it after that, or maybe not. Because if we find that it's not working, well, then, we can always cancel out. And so you get from the outset, the expectation that, well, yeah, we'll commit ourselves, but we'll see. And especially if it gets, less than, what should we say, less than lovely, then we can always cancel out. And if there's children in the middle, well, that's certainly something we should take into consideration, but it's not a game stopper. And so you get messed up kids. You get kids who are severely messed up because their relationship, their family relationship is a disaster. So they have one parent, or they're flying between this destination and that destination. Now it's time to be with my daddy. Now it's time to be with my mommy. And people think that this doesn't have an effect. So the parents are concerned about their own happiness, and the kids are collateral damage. And this is supposed to be better because arranged marriages. So that's like, and child marriages. For a girl to get married when she's, heaven forbid, 16, she's just a child. How can she get married? She can have sex as much as you might imagine, but for her to get married at such a young age, oh, that's terrible. So everything is messed up, and we grow up in the West, and we accept it or adopt it or just acquiesce to it. I remember my godbrother, Madhusudan, the late Madhusudan Das, wanted to marry, and there was some arrangement that he would marry my god sister, Kanchanbala, who was a high school girl at the time. And Prabhupada was Yes, good. But the mother said, no, she's too young. She should get to know many boys, many different boys, and then she can get married. So she can have a sense of what's what, judge. Prabhupada said, just see. The mother wants the daughter to become a prostitute. Anyway, they did get married, and they remained married until Madhusudan passed away, I think, a year or so back. So there was commitment, because when we get married, we make a commitment. And it's a commitment that matters not just to us, but our family. My friend Yudhisthira's Prabhu in Bombay told me, his wife told me that when she got married, her parents brought her to husband's home and said, now we've brought you to this new home and you'll leave on a stretcher. I think that's sort of common instruction. It's not unique to Yudhisthira's family. That's the traditional understanding. Now you're married, and when they bring you out on a stretcher, that's when you'll leave. Not, when your mind changes or what have you. Then, okay, let's see what's here. Mukesh, mother's role in making saintly and exemplary individuals is so important. For example, Jayadvaita, mother of the great king Chhatrapati Shivji Maharaj, taught him Bhagavad Gita. Righteous people with good qualities have a good upbringing. Then Saraswati says, I've seen arranged marriages that have been disastrous, despite the best intentions of the parents. Sometimes marriages are arranged due to political advantages or for material status, and not all parents know what is best for their children either. Everything seems chaotic these days. Prabhupada said there can be accidents even on the Royal Road. Even on the Royal Road, there can be accidents. But even with the best of intentions, the best of precautions, the best of consultation, still it can be not so good. It can be a disaster. And then the recourse is that the parents, the girl again can take shelter of her parents. The couple may separate, but there was no divorce, remarriage. Because human life is not meant for sense gratification. Kendra says, in reference to a young woman having to market herself, it's interesting to note that markut means monkey, so not a very lofty endeavor. Market and markut. Yeah, thank you. Anantashesh, the proliferation of drinking establishments in India in cities are shocking. Living together is not looked down on in India anymore. The Supreme Court supports it. Women drinking these days is not a novelty in India. Modernization of Vedic India. Yeah, we won't go on and on about, I remember, anyway, we won't go on about it. Mukesh quotes Bhagavatam 4:27-8 purport. Vedic social organization is very good in that it stops the promulgation of illicit sex life, or varna sankara, which appears under different names in this present day. Unfortunately, in this age, although the father and mother are anxious to get their children married, the children refuse to get married by the arrangement of the parents. Consequently, the number of Varnasankara has increased throughout the world under different names. Yeah. Praveen says, argument, since we do not know how the boy will turn out after marriage, we have to at least secure a career for our daughter. So even if she's alone, she can maintain herself and the parents do not have anxiety. But if we give her early in marriage at the cost of her career, and if the boy turns out incompatible, then who will take care of her? We, the parents, will be old, but then who will take care of our daughter? Neither our relatives nor ISKCON are going to do that. Well, certainly ISKCON's not going to. Yes, that's the thinking. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy also. The girl gets a career, and then it's understood that she always has the option to cash out. She can always have a career and take care of herself. And she knows it, and her husband knows it too. So the husband doesn't have to think, what's the mentality of a man in material relationships? The man is the protector, the man is the provider, and the woman traditionally takes shelter of the man, and then the man feels, I have to take care of this girl, she's completely dependent on me. This is the mentality. The woman's nature is to take shelter of a man, and the man's tendency is, yes, just like, what is that? Don't worry now, I'll save you. The old Hollywood television stuff. But that's, a continuing stereotype still today. The guy is he's the guy who she can lean on, and she's the girl who, looks up to him and depends on him and so on. And that mentality is there. But you destroy that. You give her a career so that she knows she's independent if she wants to be, and he knows it. So if he finds somebody he likes more, a new cookie, then he can drop her without all the guilt and what's the word? Anyway, without guilt, without guilt, because he knows she can take care of herself. She's got a career, she's got money. Not a problem. Not a problem. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Either because he thinks I can drop her, or because she thinks, well, it's just not what I expected, and she can cash out. So a self-fulfilling prophecy. Even if I don't like my wife, I feel I have to support her, I have to take care of her. But no, her parents gave her a career. She can take care of herself. I'm out of here. Traditionally, the girl was given a dowry, not that was a contribution to the husband's family. That was her emergency fund. If she ran into difficulty, she would have ornaments and other items that she could sell in time of need. And the family was also not so irresponsible that, she's our sister or whatever she is, but we don't need to see to her. And anyway, she's got a career, so we don't need to worry about her. So in this way, they make they think that they're providing security, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't bring about happiness for anyone. There are, I know of cases of arranged marriages that have worked out very badly, but then the parents take the responsibility and things are, it's taken as, it is our responsibility. After all, we got her married, so now we have to take care. But according to karma also, we can't stop things from sometimes not working out. But at least by following the Vedic direction, we bring things to the best possible point. And anything may fail. That's stated in Bhagavatam. The boat is strong and still it capsizes. The doctor is good, the disease is light, still the patient dies. But that doesn't mean that, well, then we should make up our own way. The own way will be worse. Okay, lecture at the World Health Organization, Geneva, 1974, I guess Prabhupada's lecture. According to Vedic civilization, without marriage, no sex life is allowed. Therefore, marriage is compulsory. In every human society, there's marriage. But according to Vedic civilization, marriage is compulsory, sanskar. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varnasankara. If the women are not married, then varnasankara, population will increase. Varnasankara population will increase. It is said, and as soon as there is varnasankara population, the whole world will be in chaotic condition. Sankaro narakayaiva. Praveen says, I know a poor father who could not afford her daughter's education. His anxiety was very visible compared to other fathers. He really wanted a good boy for her and was thinking of getting her married early before she becomes old. Good boys are rare too. Yeah, they become rarer because you don't have proper marriages. When your marriages are just based on sex attraction, then you get varnasankara population. And so the women are unfit for marriage, the men are unfit for marriage, everyone's unfit for marriage. So everything goes down and down. And another madness is co-education and the idea that you get young girls attracted to young boys and vice versa of the same age. And that's a bad combination. That's a bad combination. At 16 years, a girl's looking for a husband. And a boy's looking for a good sex partner. A 16-year-old girl is a woman. A 16-year-old boy is a kid. And so you put, 16-year-old boys and 16-year-old girls together for education. And you get illicit sex and degradation. And if you get marriage or, cohabitation or marriage of couples who are unsuitable for one another by age. Here, Lord Vishnu says she's Vayashila, she's of the suitable age for you. That means she's younger. Not that she's older than you or the same age as you. That's also Vedic psychology. The girl should be younger. Saraswati, I was talking with my father about the amount of stress and pressure people today face in their jobs, especially with job security. My father told me even he faced so much pressure, disrespect, racism in his career, but home was his sanctuary, where he knew he would be respected, loved, supported, and encouraged, which gave him courage to face any adversity. He said, "My mother made home life peaceful and spiritually uplifting." Yes, that's the right thing. The husband will work hard and support the family, and the mother will make the wife will make the home pleasant and encouraging and spiritually uplifting and peaceful. And you have nice home life as far as possible. Not that everybody's working, both parties are working all the time. How is it that for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years, women have stayed home and been happy, and now they can't be happy unless they have jobs? And how happy is a job? What is the happiness of working hard? Okay. Anything else? Anyway, we have to make the use of the best use of a bad bargain. We join the Krishna consciousness movement, perhaps not always from a Vedic background or from the modern Vedic background, modern Hindu background, that, first you get your education, then you get your career, then we start thinking about marriage, whatever. So whatever our background, wherever we've come from, and non-Vedic, it's still worse. So whatever the background we've come from, all right, let us now become Krishna conscious. And moving forward, do everything in Krishna consciousness, do everything for Krishna's service. This is the ideal social system, and if we follow it, it will be better. And if we can see to it for our children, it will be better. Otherwise, all right, whatever we've got, let us go forward. That should be our determination, not that to worry and obsess about whatever wasn't right in our material backgrounds. Material background will always be faulty, either this way, that way, or the other way, especially in Kali Yuga. There will always be some fault. So whatever the faults, let us chant Hare Krishna, go on, serve Krishna in any circumstance. That will, what should we say? That will bring us to the transcendental platform. On the transcendental platform, whatever may be irregular materially becomes less important. Whatever may be materially irregular becomes less important. The important thing is our eternal identity, our eternal relationship with Krishna. Everything is broken in Kali Yuga, so we have to make the best use of whatever we have. And the best use of that bad bargain is to surrender to Krishna. Then whatever. We may be Varna Sankara, or we may be cats and dogs or anything, but let us be engaged in Krishna's service. Better to be Varna Sankara and engaged in Krishna consciousness than to be the best of the purebred Brahmins and be non-devotees. Materially, the Brahmins of the highest breeding are ideal, but if they're not devotees, harava bhaktasya kutoma, then no good qualities. And a devotee, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavat kinchana. Sarvaya gunais tatra samasa. They'll develop all good qualities. Tulsi Priya says, women have pursued education as a way to escape from bad husbands and from being trapped in degrading situations for themselves and their children. Women used to be expected to put up with infidelity, abuse, debauchery, but men could dump a wife merely for being harsh in speech. Yes, that's there. But Prahlad Maharaj has a verse where he says that whatever we do to escape the miseries of material existence just makes things worse. It just makes things worse. We take the burden off one shoulder and put the same burden on the other shoulder, or worse than that, we come to a solution and it makes things worse. And that's what we'll find. We look at a problem and we fix it, but the fix turns out to create more problems or to make the problem worse. The modern civilization is emblematic of that. Polluted water, polluted air. I mean, air. The simplest thing, air. You can't breathe it. You don't even look at the numbers anymore in a place like Delhi or a place like New York, let alone a place like Athens. You just don't look because the numbers are, every day they're going to be toxic. That's the air. The water, toxic. The best you get is like recycled pee. How is that suitable for drinking? And then your food, which looks great and has no nutritional value, which has been shipped in from 7 countries away and ripened over a period of 7 weeks after being harvested. What have you created? And cities like New York are just sirens always going, and it's just a mad place. And so many problems. Leave aside things like atomic waste and on and on. Life was simpler. We used to drink the tap water, and not because we didn't know better, but because it was good. You used to breathe the air and not worry about it. So we've made everything better, but it's worse. And that's on the national level, the state level, the city level, and at the personal level. They'll make things better by making things worse. Praveen says, I met a pious mother who is a housewife who was very inspired by Bhagavad Gita. She had such a command at home, probably by her service at home, that by her influence she had on her son and husband, that by her influence, she had her son and husband join the weekly Gita classes. Seems the son and husband were nicely attached by her service at home. Yeah, there's an article I've mentioned before. It was published in a journal called Manushri, which I think is now no longer published. The title was Restraint as a Feminine Strategy. The essential argument was that feminism, Western style, is a disaster for the Indian woman. And that restraint gives her power, not freedom and all of, the Western style of do whatever you want. You lose power by following, a woman loses power in India by following that line. And by restraint, she becomes like super powerful. That was the argument. I won't editorialize about it. But the conclusion here is that the Vedic social system is the recommended system for human progress, human life, civilized life. But that wherever we find ourselves landing, we should just dedicate ourselves to Krishna consciousness and get out of this miserable material world where there's no such thing as good. Where good or bad, it's all bad. All right, I think we're just about at the end of our time. And I wonder who's leading Kirtan this evening.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajakacharya Ashto Tarasatushi Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Ganga Mayi Ki Jai Yamuna Mayi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Go Premanande. There you go. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. And thank you everyone for the lively discussion. And hopefully we can see you all tomorrow for Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayadvaita Maharaj ki jai.
Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.